What's going on, everybody? MC Andrew Love back on your screen and your speakers one more time. And I want to say thank you for tapping into another edition of Let's Chat and Jam. In this episode, I'm speaking to a brother out of Seattle, Washington. If you don't know where that is, it's over there up top on the other part of the country. Anyway, this brother here, I had him on the show before. And how I found him was I'm involved in a DJ website. And this place here has independent music from everybody. And this brother's song just happened to play on rotation. And so I listened to the song and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And the song is from Janet Jackson. It's a remake, but he made it his own. He made it his own. And I was like flabbergasted, man. And I was like, wow, this brother here got skills. I'm digging the vibes. And I had to hit him up. So I went to Instagram. You guys, folks, I went to Instagram. What I'm saying is, folks, if you dig the vibes, because you will when you hear his music, you're going to go to Instagram too. And you're going to be like, I got to go tap into Ronnue. Oh, yeah, I spilled the beans. That's his name, folks, Ronnue. So without further ado, let me bring in the one and the only Ronnue.
What up, world? What up, Andrew?
How you doing, Ronnue? It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you again, too, man. I'm feeling fabulous.
You looking fabulous.
Thank you.
I like the hat, man. It's going well.
Thank you. I just came from Atlanta this weekend. They did an interview and debuted my album on one of the radio stations down there. So I picked up this hat. I was there.
It's a dope hat.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, you have this new song out, and you let me hear it. As a matter of fact, it's all over the radio. It's everywhere, folks. If you don't know, now you know. So, Ronnue, can you tell us about this song?
Well, the song's called You Got Me Open. And so my whole project is called R&B's Not Dead. And what I'm doing, I was about to say trying, but I don't like to use trying. What I'm doing is bringing back the type of feel-good music that I grew up with. You know, I'm a big Michael Jackson, Prince, Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, Mary J. Blige, you know, that feel-good R&B. And so the song was originally written for a young lady I'm working with, Lisa G. Allen. And but she told me, she said, so I wrote it and recorded it in November, but she told me that she's burnt out right now. And she said, can we wait until the beginning of the year to start working on more music? I appreciated it. I respect it, because if an artist ain't really into it, they're not going to give you 100%. But the song was so dope. I said, I'm going to keep this one for myself, right? And it came out dope, I feel. And then I said, well, I'm going to just keep working on some songs. And here you got it. R&B is not dead.
R&B is not dead, folks. It really isn't. And I knew that when I heard Ronnue with this remake of that Janet Jackson song. And folks, this brother here, man, his rendition was like a blunt blazing for Janet Jackson. It was blunt blazing, thanks. And I tell you, man, I love the funk, man. What you guys are doing in Seattle is amazing. You Max Plug.
Shout out to Rock Fizzle on a lot of my stuff. You know, the You Got Me Open, that's all him on the music. That's live. It's a live bass played over with a synthesized bass, live guitar. He programmed the drums, you know. So the combination of us both, this is what we do. We both love funk and R&B and classics. So this is what I did for this song. I wanted to make a classic song, you know.
Yeah, you brought us back to back in the day when music mattered, when people loved music and music made a difference in people's lives. But now, music ain't making it. Not the new music. 2023 music is different. It doesn't have the same love and passion that it took, like for the OJs or for people like Gerald Levert. You know, these people came from a time where music was all they had. It was an outlet. It was an outlet to put in their feelings and their raw emotions into a microphone. And then record label producers and owners are like, oh, we can take their feelings and put it out for the world to hear and make money on it.
Mm-hmm.
So the artists, they weren't there for that. They were there to get on the stage. They were there to showcase their love for music and to vent out their frustrations. They weren't there for the money part, not at first. And then they realized these labels are making a killing and they ain't getting no money yet. Where's our
Right.
money? Where's our royalties? Where's that at? And I can dig the vibes, man, because when you work hard at something, this is your art, this is your craft. You want to be compensated for it. Like painters, they take their paintings and they go to an art gallery, and people buy their paintings from the art gallery. They're getting compensated for their art. So when you're making music, well, first off, you want to save your music. Get your ASCAPs, your BMIs, your publishing. I'm telling you, folks, this is going to be some free stuff here, so you better listen in. You need to get Sound Exchange, and you need to get Song Trust, and you ASCAP or BMI, because they're both the same thing. They do the same thing. And you got to get those, because that's how you're going to save your work, because this is your art, man. You created this. And Ronnue has a way of creating music that makes you think. I mean, it brings you back down memory lane. And then you can think, when you listen to his music, you're like, man, I've been through that already. I can relate to what he's saying. And that's what I like about your music is it's not mumble. I can hear every word you say. It's crisp and clean. And that engineering that you guys are doing over there is just banging.
Sometimes I get, and I want to say shout out to the two engineers that I work with, Cosmo Rizzi and also Robbie Houston. I work with half and half on them on the projects, but I know I get on their nerves because I'll be like, at the end of the session, I'll be like, okay, we're good. And then I come back and I'll be like, we're not good. We need to tweak this, do this, da, right? And I might mix my songs about 6-7 times until I get that mix, but it got to hit me. I got to feel it. And then I'll know once it's the right mix, then I'm done with it and I move on to the next one.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I'm digging the vibes. That's a good lesson to teach new artists is that you don't have to rush to release your music. Like you don't have to do that. You can wait to release your music until it's perfect for you. Because some artists, man, they hear their song the first time, they're like, oh, I can release this. Mm-hmm. And so they go release it, not even finished. Because there's more that you could have done with the song. Like you could have filled in those empty spots, doing some more ad libs, maybe some special effects in the back, maybe even you beatbox them in the background. You
and don't get me wrong, every so often there might be a mix where the first one or the second one's the right one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I have done something like that, but for me, most of the time, I go home and I listen to it, and I'm about to put you guys, young artists, on some game. There's a phrase that's called "live with your track." And when you live with it, you play it on all different mediums. And first of all, it needs to sound the same on everything you play it on. If it doesn't, it's not right, So I live with it. And if it's not sounding right, or if I hear other ideas and I got to go back and do it. And what I've learned too, if I don't put in what I hear then and I put it out, every time I hear the part that I should have did, it irks me. So I do not do that. When I'm in the studio, I fix what I need to fix. And if I hear things that I need to add, I go back and add it.
That's dope, man. I like the fact that that's what you're doing is perfecting your craft. A
lot of people are telling me this is my best work, though. They're like, "Wow, your sound is really elevated."
That's because you put in a lot of hard work, man. You've been really working your tail off to get your sound right because you are a perfectionist. And you love music. So you're like, okay, I got to represent music the best of my abilities. I cannot allow myself to go out there like that. And I want to represent music because I love music. So let me do what I got to do to make this album stand out above all other works I've ever done.
That part.
Because this is how people know they like you knew this was your best work. You knew this was your best work. You felt this was your best work. And so everybody else are feeling the same energies because you're exuding that out in the record. So now people can take that and they can say, dang, Ronnue, this is the best I've ever heard. Ooh, and even the ones that don't know, you're like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? This is Ronnue. Oh my God. That man. Oh my God. And I'll tell you, man, yeah, you're off to the races, bro. You're gonna get a Grammy before you know it.
That's one of my goals. My first goal is to chart on Billboard, and my next one is to end up at the Grammys. And I'm speaking that into the universe.
Well, the whole album R&B is not dead. Is this our volume 1 series? Is this going to be more of these?
Nah, I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm going to the next thing. My next thing is probably going to be introduction to retro pop. Remember, I did introduction to retro funk. Well, I got a pop side in me too. You
have a pop side of you.
Yep, and I never want to be pigeonholed into one category. Like, I got a publicist that I work with, and when he first started sending me out, they wanted to call me R&B, right? And although this project is R&B, but I went off on him. I said, no, tell him I am an artist that does what I feel. I might come out with a country record. Right now, I'm just on the R&B. Remember, I did the retro funk prior to that.
Yeah.
So don't put me in a box.
Yeah, and that's cool, man. So your fans are going to know that, just like some people came before you, it was a white guy. He's out of Memphis, Tennessee. And his name was he even built a spot over there called Graceland. And he started doing gospel music.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went over to some R&B. And then he hit pop. And then he went to country. Maybe he was country first, but whatever. Elvis Presley is the guy I'm talking about. And you couldn't box him.
Mm-mm.
And the same thing, you couldn't box Michael Jackson.
Or Prince. Michael, and Whitney are my 3 favorite ever, and you could not put them in a box. They could do whatever, and they did whatever they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, you have Prince doing, oh my God, Prince was such an amazing man.
Amazing.
He was able to go in the studio and play every instrument for all his songs.
Yeah.
Like track by track, he would fill them up with sound.
But look, don't sleep on Michael either. They said that all his stuff, he would have a recording of what he wanted, right? And bring it to the producers and say, copy this. And they said a lot of his demos was him humming the parts along with the drum machine. They said it sounded like a band. They were both. People asked me, which one do I like better? I said, you can't compare them. It's like comparing apples to oranges. They were both dope at what they did, masters.
Yeah, same thing with Whitney. Whitney was another queen in her right, and she changed the game too.
Changed the game.
Well, what's amazing about Whitney is, though, she's from the hood. She was a hood woman. She was a hood diva.
Well, while you bullcrapping, all 3 of them were. Prince came from the hood. Michael came from the hood.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
And look what happened to them. They ended up being geniuses at what they did.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest that ever did it.
Yeah.
And because I love Michael Jackson because he took a little bit of everybody that came before him.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of everybody. James Brown, Fred Astaire, and the list goes on and on. And
I feel like all 3 of them did. All 3 of them took their earlier influences and incorporated it with what they did.
And that's what we're on to now with you, Ronnue. This conversation is about you, so let's keep it there.
Okay.
So, Ronnue, tell me, how did this project come about?
Well, I just told you. Remember, I told you I was writing a song for Lisa because really, remember, we did put out Big Mama. And I was like, okay, let's do another one.
That's your homegirl, Lisa G. Allen.
Lisa G. Allen, that's my homegirl. I grew up with her. Amazing, amazing vocalist.
She's definitely dope.
Yep. And so she didn't want this. I mean, she said she was burnt out. Not one that didn't want it. She was burnt out. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it. But I still brought her in. On You Got Me Open, you can hear her sing in the background with me. What Can I Do For You? That's me and her. You know what I'm saying? What I love about what can I do for you, it's just us two, and we sound like a choir. We just kept stacking, 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 stacking. And when I listen to that, I'm like, we sound like that's a whole choir there.
I love that song.
Yeah. So when you gonna play the first song?
Well, we're not playing it on YouTube. That's not happening. Because
Oh, you can't do it on YouTube?
No, I'm not gonna do that on YouTube. It's gonna be on the radio show, Undiscovered
Oh, okay.
Gems. Yeah, and it's gonna be after I edit this interview and I place it on there, and I'm gonna play one of your jams.
Okay.
So you just gotta let me know which jam you want to play. I might just play a few of your jams throughout the show, and that way you'll have 3 songs in the mix. That'll be Friday. That'll be coming Friday, not this Friday, but the following Friday. I think I took this Friday off, but I will have next Friday. You will be on the radio, the block105.com, and of course your songs are already streaming on Undiscovered Gems Radio on Live 365. So folks, you could go tap into Undiscovered Gems Radio on Live 365 and check out Ronnue. He's got a few tracks on there that, even the one that you did with Janet Jackson, I still play that song. I still jam to it, man. I sometimes go to Apple Music and I say, hey, Siri, play some Ronnue. Yeah. But, man, thank you for coming through again, man. I do appreciate it. So
thank you for always having me, MC Andrew. You've always shown me love.
Yeah, man, because I knew you was a dope artist when I first met you, man. But not more than that, you're a dope person, man. You're just cool dude all the way around. And I just want to see the best for you and the most success that you can have. And I think success is what you've already accomplished. And you're accomplishing success now because your music is dope. You're dope. And it is what it is, man. You got a dope producer. Man, I just love what you guys are doing in Seattle. And I really need to get out there, man, because I got to tap into some dope music because you guys are really, really rocking and rolling out there, man. And everything you guys are doing is magic, man. It's magic. I love it all, man.
I hear, because there's a lot of great artists up here, right? And when people hear the stuff that's coming from Seattle, they talk about how clean our sound are. And I've had some of my friends ask me, how do you guys get your sound so clear and clean?
It's the engineering, man. It's the engineering. Yeah, you can have whatever programming software you got, but if you don't know how to work it, come on, man. You can have.
But I also believe it comes from us artists working with our engineers, right? And I proved it. I work with 2 engineers, and my project sounds consistent, and they say what they like about me is I'm able to lead them down the direction I want them to go down.
It kind of makes sense, man, because some artists that I know, they hurry up and get their stuff done. They go record it. They get 2 hours of session time. This is an average day of an average of artists here in New York. They get 2 hours of studio time. They get 15 minutes. They go on in and record their song.
Oh no!
And then what happens is then the producer, the engineer, he does a light mix, not a big mix, just a light mix. And these artists, some artists were like, oh yeah, this is ready. And I'm like, no, it's not ready. No, it's not ready. But some artists, man, they want the basics. They want the basics, so they throw it out there for the world to see, and then nobody listens to it. Like
I book between 8 hours at the most, 8 to 10 hours, and then when I come back to tweak stuff 4 hours at a time. You know what I'm saying? And I just want us to take our time, and we always start with we do a rough mix so I can lay my vocals down. I lay my vocals down first, and then when we get to the mixing part, I mute all my vocals and we bring up every instrument and put them where they need to go. Then I bring in my leads and do my leads. Then I put my background where they need to go, But I tell my engineers, I want to hear everything that if Rock done played it, I want to hear all his instruments. If I'm working, I worked with 3 new producers on 3 tracks. I want to hear all their stuff. I want to hear everything plus all my vocals, just like, once again, like when you listen to Michael and Prince track.
That's what I love about Michael Jackson when he went in concert. He'd tell Greg Villigans, he said, "Hey, I want the people to hear it live like they did on the record.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come to the show, they know they're gonna get an authentic experience, and that's what you give people, Ronnue. You
Thank
give
you.
people an authentic experience. Even the people that didn't see you perform live, they could get that through your videos. They could get that through your music that's already out there streaming, and they could get that from your interviews because you give us an authentic experience, man. The thing about you is that you are real, man. You're the realest as real as can get. And
Thank you.
that's what's so amazing about you, Ronnue. And I'll tell you something, folks. You ain't got to take my word for it, man. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to take his word for it. All you got to do is go tap in. Go tap in, type in RONNUE, and the brother will pop right up.
On
He's
all
on
platforms.
all streaming platforms, folks. You can even type him up right here on YouTube and check him out here. Matter of fact, you should do that after you watch this video. You go over there to Ronnue, you type in his name, and all his musical geniuses will pop up. His babies, what you call them, my babies. And I'll tell you something about Ronnue, folks. Ronnue is a perfectionist. He doesn't give up. He doesn't give up. He doesn't quit. He's not the type of guy that's going to say, "Oh, I'm done with it." No, he keeps going and he perfects himself. He gets better at what he does. As you can hear it in this next project, R&B is not dead, folks. And he proves it to you in this project that R&B isn't dead. And then when you hear his music, you're like, "Well, dang, R&B isn't dead, and he's dope at the same time." So you don't kill two birds in one stone. You done show people R&B isn't dead, and you done prove why that Ronnue is the guy to bring you the next phase of R&B. I think you are like the second coming of somebody, man, because you're dope.
Wow. Thank you, my brother. I receive it.
Yeah, I tell you, man, I can't wait to see you perform live, man, because I know you're gonna kill that stage, man. Because the
That's going to
last
be
time,
experience too.
yeah, last time I saw you, I interviewed you. You had these funky glasses on, man. You were just like all in the Ronnue vibe. Just the first time I seen you with a baseball cap. Yeah,
I'm
and so
versatile. You never know what I might rock. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, your fashion is definitely uh, a Ronnue thing. You are definitely authentic and you are yourself. That's one thing about it, folks. You cannot go out there looking for another Ronnue because there isn't no other Ronnue. The only Ronnue you see is the one to my left. That way. That's the only one you see is Ronnue. And I'll tell you something. Ronnue, I'm digging the vibes, man.
Thank you, man.
So since you've been here I think you've been here how many times? 3 times so far? It's
I
your
think it's
third
our
time?
third time. Yeah.
Third time coming to the show, man. You are already in the VIP, man. So
Uh,
that means you'll never have to ask me to you can always you don't have to go through and wait for me to book you. All you gotta do is say go in my DMs and say MC, we gotta talk, man. I gotta get on your show. I have to let people know what's going on. And of course, I'm gonna say, well, Ronnue, you're in the VIP. Of course you're gonna get on the show. And that's what we did tonight. We made it
yeah.
happen just that fast. So
Yeah.
Ronnue, man, I'm digging the vibes, and I want to say thank you for coming through again. It's been
Thank
a
you for
real
having me.
blast having you here, man. And I know these kids are out here watching you, and I know they're in awe of you, especially the ones in Seattle. And I know there's some kids that want to do what you're doing. They want to get on that stage. They want to go in the studio. They want to perform. So I want to know is what advice would you give them?
To always keep working on your craft and don't never give up and don't listen to what other people's what they say. You're gonna hear a million no's before you hear one yes. You know, so you got to have a tough skin and just keep moving forward. You know, when I first started my first project 10 years ago, now I was the one that was behind the scenes, and some of my friends that was in the industry was like, "You're not a singer. You need to keep producing." Nope, I'm gonna do what I want to do. But now they're all loving my stuff, you know. But if I would have been discouraged, you know. So don't never listen to the naysayers. Believe in yourself.
That's dope, man. Digging the vibes. I really am. Oh, I am hidden, folks. Here I am. Anyway, yeah, so thank you for coming through again. Once again, I have to say I appreciate your time. It's very valuable, and I appreciate you giving us some of your time because you can never get that back. So I want to make your time well worth spent. I hope it's well spent today
It
because
always is, my brother.
yeah, your music is amazing, and I'm gonna really, tonight I'm just gonna turn on some Ronnue and play Ronnue radio on Apple Music and see what they give me. Yeah,
Yeah,
because they
but
play music that's like you, so I want to see what they give me and see who comes up on
yeah,
the queue.
yeah.
But before I
But
do all
everybody,
that,
don't forget to check out the new single "You Got Me Open," Ronnue Ronnue, and SoundCloud. I don't put my record R&B. Excuse me, is not dead on there. And next week it should be live on all platforms. But the new singles on all platforms. And like MC Andrew said, all you gotta do is pop in RONNUE, like my name right there, and that's how you can find me.
yeah, RONNUE, and it'll pop right up, just like Pop Tarts out of a toaster. Yeah, man. So thank you so much for coming through. I really do appreciate your time. And if folks, as he said before, you could tap into Ronnue, Instagram, RONNUE, and you could also tap into Ronnue on all the other platforms, as the brother had just said. So make sure you go do that because Ronnue is worthy of your time, folks. Yes, right. This brother here, I'm telling you, you could play his songs next to Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. You could put a playlist together and put Ronnue right up in the middle of that smorgasbord of dope music. And I'm gonna tell you something, folks. His music is just that dope and that strong, where it's like, yeah, he. This is where he's supposed to be at, right here in this playlist. I'm telling you something, folks. You're gonna be happy that you put him on your playlist, man. You really are, because he's gonna fill it out. See, no playlist is really complete unless you have the sounds of Ronnue in there. When you have the sounds of Ronnue in your playlist, folks, it's gonna complete the playlist. I'm telling you, folks. I'm telling you, he is the sound that will make your ears like, real music again. Yes,
I
man.
receive it.
R&B is not dead. That's what he said. So, folks, it's the truth. R&B isn't dead. There are many artists out here that are giving you dope music, good content, and Ronnue is one of them. So why don't you go on and listen to what I said and go tap in and get your dose of Ronnue and get your fix of R&B, because I'm telling you something. This will give you that quench, that thirst that you have. You're thirsty, right? You're thirsty, right? You hungry, right? Well, Ronnue is going to feed you that nourishment of R&B. He's going to feed you that nourishment of funk. He's going to feed you that nourishment of pop and that nourishment of country. And any other genre that he decides to get into, Ronnue is going to do it. And he's going to make you feel good about it. And he's going to make you realize, damn, I should have listened to this man years ago. But you know what? It's never too late, folks. It's never too late, because once you tap in, you're going to be a lifetime fan of Ronnue. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And you could say this, that MC Andrew Love said that, yeah, I knew I was going to be a lifetime fan of Ronnue. He said that. Yes, he did. And I'm telling you something, folks. I know talent a mile away. And when I heard Ronnue's song, I said, this brother's talented. He's over 1,000 miles away, but I know talent. And this brother is talented beyond measure. And I can't tell you something, folks, how much I appreciate knowing this brother here, because I know he is somebody and he's going to be worldwide famous. Ronnue is going to be in every living room, every radio, every kitchen magnet on their refrigerator. Yes, because he's going to have refrigerator magnets. That's what he's going to do. Yes. I'm telling you something, Ronnue. I could just see nothing but bright things in your future. And I also see Hollywood calling your name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Say that to me.
I see you I see you in movies. I see your song in movies, in soundtracks. I see your music there. I see you there, man. I see you acting. I see you have a Tubi TV series. You're going to have something, Ronnue. You're going on TV. You're going to go in the movies. You're going to stay in the music. Your music is going to be legendary. It already is legendary, folks. So you might as well go ahead and tap in and give him his dues while he's alive. Give him his flowers right now because he deserves it, folks. The guy works hard. And I respect that, your work ethics, man. It's just bananas, man. So thank you for coming, and thank you for getting into music, man. Thank you for getting into music. And we now know who are your greatest influences: Michael Jackson, Prince, and Whitney Houston. Mm-hmm. And those are the three coolest artists to look up to, man, in music. It's dope, man. I'm digging the vibes. Thank you so much, Ronnue. Is there anything you want to say before you go? Would you like to shout anyone else out today before you leave?
Just everybody to help me with the project. Like I said, I couldn't have done it without Rock Fizzle, my cousin, one of the greatest geniuses to ever hit me any instrument. The producers that I got from SRF, my engineers, for real, you guys really helped me elevate my sound. Thank you, Cosmo. Thank you, Robbie. Lisa G. Allen, who's on two of my tracks, one of the greatest unsigned female vocalists out there right now, for real. I had two amazing bass players on two of my tracks, Slim and John, and my horn, my two guys that played my horns that made it sound like a whole horn section. Jason L. Chambliss and MD. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I really appreciate you guys because you guys was part of the gumbo. Couldn't have done it without y'all.
And I'm digging the vibes, folks. For everybody that he mentioned, you're more than welcome to come and let's chat and jam and have a conversation. As a matter of fact, you can always bring Ronnue with you. Make it a two-way conversation, man. Or next time, you could bring all your friends out and we can have a whole panel of people up here on the screen. That'd be pretty dope.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and we can talk about the state of music and how R&B is not dead. We can talk about that, man. We can talk about that in the next conversation. And everybody that helped you do your record, man, I think we should put them on this show, have another meeting, and have a conversation on YouTube and then on all other platforms too. And so thank you so much for coming through, man. And it's time to go, folks. And anybody who has a dream or if you have a goal or a passion, then what are you waiting for? Just go ahead and go for it. Because that's what Ronnue's doing. Ronnue's going for his passion. He's taking it out, and he's going all the way with it. And I'm digging the vibes. So why don't y'all do the same thing, man? Because there's no one that can stop you but yourself. And nothing beats a failure but a try. Well, peace out, everybody.